everyone. Sorry I'm late. I had a bit of a I don't know, technical difficulty, maybe you could say. It kind of um so I finally purchased my newfound favorite bottle of wine, but wine still being a new concept for me. I didn't realize until right before my stream that I needed a corkscrew to open the fucker. Like I'm used to like I don't know, any wine I drank in the past was came from a box or had a screw on top, including the bottle of Moscato I bought last week had a screw on top. This one had an actual cork in it. I didn't think I had a corkscrew. I looked all over the place. I finally found one, but by then we had tried a couple of other options that Siri had recommended, one in which cracked the glass, but yay, we got it off because here we go. And there's no blue glass in it, so I think we're good. I think. I don't know. We'll find out. But either way. God damn, it tastes good. If anyone's wondering, it's a Moscato, but it turns out I don't like all Moscatos. I like this Moscato, and it's by or whatever brand or whatever, Bartonura, and it's a very dark blue bottle with a cork in it. Okay, so now that I've explained why I'm so fucking late, let's see here. Hey, Reagan. Hey, Megan. Hi, Lily. Hey, Sue. Hey, Autistic Shill. Hi, Steffi. Hey, that crazy lady. Hey, Kara. Hey, Jackie. Did you hear nonsense yesterday? She was seriously unhinged. No, I haven't had a chance to finish listening to that. I only listened to a few minutes of it so far. I had my son's aunt come over again today and do my nails, and yesterday. Well, technically it started like I think a couple days ago, but it pretty much finished though today. So but yeah, that's why I'm behind, and I'm my 2 days off. I haven't really caught up on much of anything because yeah. So but no, it was worth it though. I love hanging out with her. She and I it's almost like we're like fucking a couple of 18, 19-year-olds, hanging out again, just acting all stupid and goofy. Like that's cool, man. I miss that. Katie is counting the judge's ruling as a win. She's only counting it as a win because the judge didn't rule for a temporary injunction. Whatever the judge didn't order her to shut the fuck up, basically. But there's a very good chance that Katie could see that that's not a ruling in her favor, especially if she continues running her mouth about this shit. But whatever, I don't care. It'll go the way it goes. Whatever. I'll be honest with you, though. Be honest with all of you. Don't be surprised if shit just happens to go Katie's way, because for some fucking reason, she always just seems to, anything that's thrown at her, if that even smells like accountability, she stomps all over it and walks away looking or thinking she's the victor. Even if everyone else doesn't see her as the victor, she still seems to get the spoils of the victor. I don't know. Anyway, I don't understand it. They can only just further lends to this sense of entitlement of hers. And it's not in anyone's favor, really, to keep doing that. But who the fuck am I to judge? So, I don't have my other lip gloss, damn it. Fuck. So, all right. Hey, Java Man. Hey, Mousy Files. These lawsuits are expensive. It's a war of attrition. Yeah, I don't doubt that they are. I don't think this one's quite as expensive as her other two, or especially her first one, maybe. But that doesn't mean it won't be. Especially if it goes to trial. Like, I mean, just from a fiduciary standpoint, it just seems like a lot of these suits are just, it makes sense to settle even if you weren't really actually wrong. I mean, sure, it's great to fight a lawsuit from a place of just or feeling of just, but that doesn't matter. I mean, what good is being right if you're broke and you can't prove it? If you're broke from trying to prove it. But that's my opinion anyway. So, But let's move on. Let's read about this lawsuit of hers. So, wait a minute. Let me pull these up because I think they open up in a different tab when I do this. So, yeah, it looks like they do. Oh, no, they don't. They download. That's right. And then okay, I got it. What the fuck happened? Okay, and then 3. Okay, it just takes a second for it to load whenever I open it up this way. Get you out of the way. Oh, shit. Fuck, I left my tablet out in the kitchen. Fuck. Oh, well. Come on. You know, my computer's been running super fast today, too, because I didn't really have it on much of the day. Apparently, I have an issue with my wall outlet. So I had to plug it in elsewhere, but I didn't bother really turning it on. But now it's running slow. I'm getting the fucking pinwheel. Or I was. Now I don't know what I'm getting. What the hell? There we go. Okay. So I'm opening them up in order. So like this one's just, I don't know. I just like to be complete and thorough. I don't really know what this is. I think this is just, you were notified that on February 7th, the filing was filed. Whatever. That's all there is really there. So fuck that. What am I doing? Oh, that's right. I exit out. Downloads. And then I'll do this one. Okay, so the next one is I don't know which one's next. I got them both pulled up, but they haven't loaded yet, so I don't know which one is actually next in the list. I'm saving the big long one for the last. At least I'm trying to. So, okay, yeah, this is the next one. All right. So, protective order says the court hereby adopts and enters this protective order as follows. Any party to this action may designate documents and information as confidential information, to protect it within the scope of whatever Minnesota, whatever, I don't know, rules. Highly confidential, attorney's eyes only, hereinafter highly confidential, means and is limited to confidential information that constitutes information that the producing parties deems especially sensitive and is limited to private financial information, sensitive and private business information, medical records, and personal contact information. Access to highly confidential attorney's eyes only material shall be limited to counsel of record only and cannot be distributed to clients, the parties, or other individuals. All right. I just heard me get an alert, but like I said, I don't have my tablet near me, so I really hope that that's not my chat for some reason. Let me check. It might have been. Let me see. No, okay, we're good. All right. So, all confidential and highly confidential information shall be used solely for the purpose of this action, and no person receiving such information shall directly or indirectly use, transfer, disclose, or communicate in any way the information to any person other than those specified in paragraph 4. Any other use is prohibited. 4. Access to confidential information shall be limited to the court and its staff, attorneys for the parties, their law firms, and their outside vendors who agree to be bound by the terms of this protective order, persons shown on the face of the document to have authorized or received it, court reporters retained to transcribe testimony. The parties. Outside independent persons, i.e., persons not currently or formerly employed by, consulted with, or otherwise associated with any party, who are retained by a party or its attorneys to provide assistance as mock jurors or focus group members or the like, or to furnish technical or expert services and or to give testimony in this action, and who agree to be bound by the terms of this protective order. All or a portion of documents and information disclosed in a deposition by a witness may be designated as confidential information and thereby obtain the protections accorded other confidential information. Okay, whatever. Oh, any party who inadvertently fails to identify documents and information as confidential or highly confidential information shall, promptly upon discovery of its oversight, provide written notice of the error and substitute appropriately designated documents and information. Any party receiving such improperly designated documents and information shall retrieve such documents and information from persons not entitled to receive them upon receipt of the substitute documents, shall return or destroy the improperly designated documents. The disclosure of documents and information that is later designated as confidential or highly confidential information under this paragraph to persons not having the authority under this protective order to receive them shall not, however, constitute a violation of this protective order if such documents and information are retrieved pursuant to this paragraph. Wow, it's a mouthful anyway. Okay. I don't really understand what any of that means. So let's move on. Okay, here's the last one. This is where, like, I think a lot of this shit's may be founded. I don't know. I haven't read this yet. I just skimmed through it. And even this last one, I didn't really skim through much. I've been kind of busy. So here we go. Oh, I need my fan on. Okay. The above entitled matter came on for a hearing on the parties' various motions on November 21st, 2022, before the Honorable Michelle Davis, Judge of District Court. Plaintiffs appeared by and through attorney Amber, and defendant appeared and was represented by attorney Kristen. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the matter was heard remotely via Zoom. All parties could hear throughout the proceeding. Based upon all of the reports, files, and records herein, arguments of counsel, and after being fully advised, the court makes the following. It is hereby ordered that the plaintiff's motion for default judgment is denied. The plaintiff's motion for a temporary injunction is denied. The plaintiff's motion for an amended scheduling order is granted. The parties shall abide by the following modified deadlines. The deadline for service of discovery requests and filing of all pleadings shall be May 31st, 2023. The deadline for joinder of additional parties, whether by amendment or third-party practice, shall be June 30th. The parties shall provide a written designation of selected neutral to the court no later than July 31st. The parties shall complete mediation by August 31st. So was this saying that it's going to mediation? Is that what that's what it sounds like to me? I don't know. Non-dispositive motions shall be served and filed no later than September 29th. And they should be served and filed no later than October 31st. Oh, that's funny. Oh, it would have been funnier if it was October 30th, but whatever, 31st works too. Like, because I want to say that that's when she was served with Tati's lawsuit, wasn't it? The 30th or the 31st, I believe. A pre-trial conference shall be held on a date to be scheduled after October 31st. Defendant's motion to compel discovery is denied as premature. See. Plaintiff's motion for a protective order is granted in part. The terms of this court's protective order will be set out by separate order. I think that's what I read already, maybe. The attached memorandum is incorporated herein and made a part of this order. A copy of this order shall be served upon the parties by e-service and U.S. mail and shall constitute due and proper service upon the parties in lieu of personal service. Background and procedural. I don't really want to go over the background, but I will. Okay. On March 31st, plaintiff 7M, Robert Shin, which are a talent management company, and its CEO and sole owner, respectively, based in the state of California, commenced this lawsuit against Catherine Paulson and Without a Cristobal, LLC, a Minnesota resident and Minnesota corporation, respectively. Ms. Paulson runs several social media accounts with substantial reach, numbering in the tens or hundreds of thousands of followers and attendant engagement, particularly on Instagram and YouTube. The complaint was amended just days later on April 5th, adding Miranda and James Derrick, husband and wife and associates of Mr. Shin, as plaintiffs. The amended complaint pleads 9 causes of action. The 9th count is mislabeled as count X. The amended complaint skips from count 8 to count 10. Okay, all right, against Ms. Paulson, and so there's 9 causes of action. Okay. But counts 1 and 2, defamation and defamation per se, respectively, ultimately underlie the remaining counts. Plaintiffs allege that Ms. Paulson, via her Instagram page and other social media, defamed plaintiffs by posting false statements about 7M and associated individuals. Plaintiffs' business is in the field of social media communications and marketing, as well as brokering deals between performers, particularly dancers, and commercial venues. Defendant, in her social media posts, as listed by plaintiffs, claims that plaintiffs, in addition to their commercial ventures, are involved with Shekinah Church, which plaintiffs claim that defendant characterizes as a cult. Plaintiffs claim that defendant has acquired and published court documents from litigation involving plaintiffs and which were subject to a protective order, as well as that defendants claimed that plaintiffs engage in criminal conduct, including human trafficking, waterboarding, and kidnapping. Can I just say that this order here was written up by the court, correct? Like the people who work with the judge, right? With the court. This isn't an order or whatever written up by either plaintiff or defendant side. It's written up by the court. So I just have to say that I love that the court typed out this sentence. That's all I'm going to say. Plaintiff's other claims are rooted in the same allegedly defamatory conduct by defendant, but are pled as tortious interference with contracts, intentional interference with prospective advantage, deceptive trade practices, negligence, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. Defendants brought a motion seeking dismissal of plaintiff's complaint for failure to state a claim on which relief may be granted, which was denied by this court's order of August 24th. On August 26th, plaintiffs brought motions seeking a temporary injunction against defendants' continued posting about the instant matter on social media, or in the alternative for a disclaimer on each post that there is an active defamation suit ongoing, for a protective discovery order under Rule 2603, and for an amended scheduling order to extend the timeline for discovery in light of the motion for a protective order. On October 4th, plaintiffs brought a motion seeking default judgment on the basis that defendants did not file an answer within 14 days of the court's order denying defendants' motion to dismiss. On the 31st, defendants filed a motion to compel discovery, seeking an order that plaintiffs provide an immediate response to defendants' first set of interrogatories and document production requests, along with attorney's fees for bringing the motion. The parties timely filed response motions to all outstanding motions. Plaintiff's motion for default judgment. Okay, I don't think anyone really seriously expected that to go through. I'm going to just skip over that really in this part because, like, basically, Katie's side didn't respond to something on time. So 7M side said, hey, look, they're not responding. So that means that we win by default, kind of like, look, we're supposed to play a game today, but the other team didn't show up. So we win by default kind of thing. But courts don't quite work like that. I mean, courts, if Katie was just completely negligent and the whole thing would completely never responded and some time went by, that'd be one thing, but they're not going to do it because she missed something by a couple days, one thing by a couple days. At least I didn't think that they would. So I'm just going to skip all over that. I don't know. I didn't expect that one to happen. Plaintiff's motion for temporary injunction. Temporary injunctions are governed by the rules of civil procedure. The relevant rule provides that no temporary injunction shall be granted without notice of motion or in order to show cause to the adverse party. A temporary injunction may be granted if by affidavit, deposition testimony, or oral testimony in court it appears that sufficient grounds exist therefore. Before or after the commencement of the hearing on a motion for a temporary injunction, the court may order the trial of the action on the merits to be advanced and consolidated with the hearing on the motion. Even when this consolidation is not ordered, any evidence received upon a motion for a temporary injunction, which would be admissible at the trial on the merits, become part of the trial record and need not be repeated at trial. This provision shall be so construed. I don't understand what any of that means, so I don't fucking know. Again, I'm not a lawyer. Don't listen to anything I say. I'm just reading the shit. I don't know. I highly recommend Uncivil Law and Emily D. Baker if you want an actual lawyer's input on things, because they're both, in my opinion, quite good at what they do, and far better off than I am. So just, you're much better off listening to them. But if you're just curious what it says, I will gladly impart these words to you. But if you want to understand them, I can't help you. I don't know. Anyway. In order for a temporary injunction to be granted, the proponent must show that other legal remedies are inadequate and that the injunction is necessary to avoid irreparable harm. Wait, my nose keeps itching. I'm sorry. I'm not reading all that. All right, the irreparable harm must be established by verified affidavits or pleadings. Temporary injunctions are meant to preserve the status quo pending adjudication on the merits. Because the applicant is asking the court to preserve the status quo until trial, the applicant must have valid underlying cause of action to proceed to trial. The failure to show irreparable harm is, by itself, a sufficient ground in which to deny a temporary injunction. I think I kind of understand that. I'm not going to explain it because I'm not sure. I'm not too confident in my understanding, so sorry. When determining whether to grant a temporary restraining order or temporary injunction, courts consider 1. The nature and the background of the parties' relationship before the dispute. 2. The relative harm to the parties if the relief is granted or denied. 3. The likelihood of success on the merits. 4. Public interest. And 5. The administrative burden on the courts to supervise and enforce the temporary restraining order. Plaintiffs argue that defendants' postings on social media concerning plaintiffs and their associated entities constitute irreparable harm. A loss of business and consumer goodwill can constitute irreparable harm. Plaintiffs allege that defendants' postings have resulted in a loss of business contracts and other valuable payments, particularly a contract to provide entertainment and online influence with the Los Angeles Clippers, an NBA team. Defendants do not seriously contest that plaintiffs suffered irreparable harm based on defendants' social media postings, only arguing that the conduct is not itself defamatory. Oh, wow. Addressing the first Dahlberg factor, the nature and background of the relationship between the parties is concerned with maintaining the status quo pending a decision on the merits. Prior to the dispute, neither party alleges that a relationship between them existed. Plaintiffs were engaged in business in the state of California, and defendants were running social media pages covering celebrity and entertainment news and gossip. The court finds this factor to be neutral. The balance of harms is the most important factor in determining whether an injunction should be issued. Plaintiffs argue that they are suffering irreparable harm as a result of defendants' social media posts, and that any harm to defendants by being ordered to not post about plaintiffs is minimal. As discussed, defendants do not seriously contest that there is irreparable harm. However, an injunction in the form that plaintiffs are seeking would constitute a prior restraint of speech, which are generally unconstitutional absent exceptional circumstances. No, just in special circumstances are they not deemed to be unconstitutional. Okay. Wait, where does that sentence begin? Oh, okay, I see. Okay. Furthermore, defendants argue that they are far from alone in posting the sort of objectionable content about plaintiffs, which plaintiffs allege is defamatory. Many other media outlets have covered plaintiffs in a negative light. The court finds that the balance of harms, the injury to plaintiffs from defendants' social media postings, as compared to the burden of prior restraint imposed on defendants, weighs heavily against a temporary injunction. With respect to the third Dahlberg factor, the likelihood of success on its merits, it is error to grant temporary injunctive relief if a proponent cannot show any likelihood of prevailing on its merits. Okay. As discussed, super plaintiffs almost certainly must provide or must prove that defendants acted with actual malice to prevail on their defamation claims, and defendants likely can also avail of a qualified privilege against defamation claims based upon their journalistic endeavors. Wait, so are they trying to say that the people here are public figures? Which I mean, I am of the belief that Miranda and her husband should be considered public figures because I mean they're social media influencers. But like nobody fucking knew who the hell Robert Shin was before this. Like if he's any kind of public figure, it's because pretty much Katie made him that way, and her claims made him that way. So I don't know. Um, journalistic endeavors. What the fuck? It just registered what they said. That's funny. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, I'm kind of curious whether or not the court will still feel that Katie has had journalistic endeavors when this is all over with. Anyway, plaintiffs have a steep mountain to climb while bearing a heavy burden to prove their defamation claims against defendants, while the record submitted to the court at the present juncture does not categorically show that plaintiffs do not have any likelihood of prevailing on the merits. Okay. It's funny. See, I read that and I just think it's hilarious because you know that Katie is just reading that and thinking she's got this made. She's this ain't going anywhere. She's won. But yeah, I just think that this is gonna make the fall even that much harder. That's hilarious. The fourth Delbert factor concerns public policy and interest in the subject of the dispute. To do so, a court must ascertain whether there have been legislative expressions which manifest a public policy on the subject. Yeah, okay. I get that one. In this matter concerning alleged defamatory statements and a request to enjoin defendant from speaking about plaintiffs, public policy is clearly against such a restraint, as demonstrated by the robust protections for freedom of speech provided in the United States and Minnesota constitutions. Okay. Finally, the administrative burden imposed on the court in enforcing a temporary injunction against defendants is likely high. Oh, administrative burden. Okay, yeah. In other words, it'd be too much of a task for the court to take on, which, yeah, maybe. I don't know. Okay. Plaintiff's motion for a protective order. Plaintiffs seek a protective order with the following terms. All responses to interrogatories, document requests, and requests for admission shall be viewed at counsel for plaintiff's office at whatever address. Counsel for defendants shall be the only ones allowed to view discovery and take notes. Cell phones and other recording devices shall not be permitted in the room. All depositions and resulting transcripts shall be confidential, and the contents thereof shall not be disclosed to anyone other than the parties in this matter and their counsel. The rules of civil procedure provide the following with respect to protective orders. Okay, I'm not reading all that. This is just general shit. When seeking a protective order, the moving party has the burden of proving that justice requires the granting of a protective order, because if the discovery sought is permitted, the moving party will suffer annoyance, embarrassment, oppression, or undue burden or expense. In interpreting and applying rule, like has stated, whatever. In this matter, the protective order sought by plaintiffs is wildly overbroad. It seeks to limit plaintiffs' propoundment of discovery to plaintiffs' counsel's office, with defendants themselves not permitted to see this discovery at all, and defendants' counsel not permitted to make copies. Such a limitation would cripple defendants' ability to defend their interests in this matter and become a vehicle for the suppression of relevant and essential evidence. Oh, wait. I don't know what they were talking. Okay. Although the suggested terms of plaintiff's proposed protective order are clearly overbroad, their concerns over disclosing confidential information wholesale to defendants have some merit. Based upon defendants' prior history of posting litigation material involving plaintiffs in other legal matters, it is reasonable for plaintiffs to fear that should they turn over sensitive information in discovery, defendants will post the same on their social media pages. Accordingly, the court will enter a narrower protective order by separate order, which will permit plaintiffs to designate certain discovery disclosures as limited to defendants' counsel's eyes only and cover other disclosures with a prohibition on disclosure to parties outside the litigation. Plaintiff's motion for an amended scheduling order. The rules of general practice provide that a scheduling order pursuant to this rule may be amended at a pre-trial conference or upon motion for good cause shown. Except in unusual circumstances, a motion to extend deadlines under a scheduling order shall be made before the expiration of the deadline. In this matter, a scheduling order was issued by the Honorable Carrie Willis on July 13th. Plaintiff's motion for an amended scheduling order concerns primarily the deadline set out for service of discovery requests, which was stated in the scheduling order as August 5th. While plaintiffs filed their motion seeking amendment of the scheduling order on August 26th, the court finds that the circumstances justify granting their motion despite the motion being filed after the scheduling order's deadline for discovery because the court was unavailable for a scheduling conference in the relevant period. Given that plaintiffs had also sought a protective order to cover their responses to defendants' discovery requests and were understandably reticent to provide discovery without a resolution to that motion, the court finds that plaintiffs have shown good cause to amend the scheduling order's dates to permit both parties to engage in discovery. Defendants' motion to compel discovery. Defendants move the court for an order directing plaintiffs to respond to a set of interrogatories and requests for production of documents, which they sent just prior to the scheduling order's deadline for service of discovery requests. The rules of civil procedure provide the information. Okay. In this matter, it is likely that the information sought by defendants in the first set of interrogatories is discoverable. However, as discussed supra, plaintiffs were actively seeking a protective order covering some or all of the discoverable information sought by defendants. Plaintiffs do not apparently oppose disclosing the information sought by defendants, but are awaiting the court's decision on their motion for a protective order before disclosing their responses to defendants' discovery requests. With this order, addressing plaintiff's motion for a protective order and amendment of the scheduling order, the court finds the defendant's motion to compel is premature and so denies it. Should defendants have further difficulties procuring discoverable information from plaintiffs, they may bring a new motion to compel. I think that's it. Yep. So there's that. Where am I? Okay. All right. What do we all think? Anyone want to say any questions? Whatever. Hey, Elizabeth. Hey, Flying Mom. Yeah. No, see, Elizabeth, the judge shouldn't know all the cases she's had because the judge is expected to not obtain any information regarding the parties or the court case or anything discussed here outside of the courtroom. Like the judge can't go and like investigate or whatever or research shit on her own or on his or her own. It's a court case being tried or being argued in front of the judge based on these arguments on either side on this issue at hand. Her going elsewhere to obtain information not approved by the court and not like approved by either side of the litigation. It's I don't know. I know it's not allowed. Whatever. No, this isn't a win for kids. It's not a win for anyone, really. It's just establishing ground rules. Really, basically, that's it. Each side requested to be deemed the winner because of some like technicality. The judge pretty much told both sides no, and then the rest of it was just establishing ground rules. ground rules that for whatever reason were not established, or it wasn't forecasted to need to be established. But now that it's obvious that these things need to be established, now they're establishing them. So how many judges does Minnesota have? I don't know. Probably a lot, but I don't know. Like, this is, I mean, not all judges hear all types of cases. Like, you'll have like your traffic court judge, your criminal court judge, your civil court judge, your federal court judge. I mean, I don't know. Like, again, though, I'm not a lawyer or at all knowledge in these fields, so really don't fucking listen to anything I say. I mean, you take it with a grain of salt, but definitely look to, like, verify it at a more reputable and trusted source. Oh yeah, if it's by Zoom, yeah, we can all listen it, but you can't stream it. If at any point in the future we are able to still listen in on these court hearings through Zoom, I am going to implore you all, do not live stream it, do not record it, do not take pictures, do not do anything of the sort, because it is not allowed. And if anything like that happens even one more time, then chances are going forward, they're not going to have that shit open to the public anymore. And that's going to just ruin all the fun for all of us, which means it's probably almost guaranteed that Katie's going to arrange for someone to fuck that up so that it can be shut off, but whatever. Yeah, I'll be surprised if they don't settle. I'll be really surprised. Oh, okay, yeah, that's right. I'm sure Katie, yeah, I know Katie posted or whatever about this. Let me go pull that up. I know I seen something on Instagram. Why am I signed into this account? That's weird. God damn, that wine's good. Okay, so, oops. Get the fuck out of here. So here we have her Instagram. Oh my God, for the love of God, please, will somebody take away all of Katie's meme making apps? Just delete them off of all of her devices. We have to stop her from trying to meme, because it's making me not want to be on the internet anymore. Like, I'll be honest. I shouldn't have to see this shit just by coming onto the internet. This shit should not be allowed. And whoever's just sitting by letting her do this, you're just as much to blame as she is. I hope you know that. Anyway, moving on. Sandwich strikes again. Oh my God. I love that she calls herself Sandwich. Oh my God, it's hilarious. All I keep thinking of is like a fucking pulled pork sandwich. Oh my God, I'm horrible. Stop. Sorry. Anyway, Sandwich strikes again. Big news for those that have been following my coverage of 7M and Shekinah Church. I'm getting the pronunciation a little bit more correct, I think. If not, I don't care. Robert Shin attempted to silence me through a temporary injunction, which would have barred me from speaking on the topic. Instead, though, you are now allowed to continue creating these examples of defamation for the court to examine. Yay! Way to go, Katie. Good job. Anyway. However, a judge in Minnesota ruled in my favor, denying his temporary injunction, citing his request being a deviation from public policy. The Minnesota judge also ruled that Robert Shen, Miranda Derrick, and James Derrick, along with the companies, are all public figures. I didn't see that. I didn't read that. I don't know. Maybe they did, but I didn't read that. I think all of them but Robert Chin should definitely be deemed as such, but whatever. Therefore, they must prove actual malice and that I deliberately lied about them in my coverage, which I've not lied nor defamed anyone. I blame Toddy Westbrook for this and Michael Sauce because by her settling that case, she was able to basically just assign all fault onto her source, Clark Swanson, and none of it fell on her. When in actuality, it probably, I know some of it definitely belonged to her shoulders, and I'm sure some belonged in his as well. But that's the point, because you cannot. I feel like you cannot provide someone with any kind of protection inciting journalistic whatever. I don't know, whatever the fuck it was. However, the filing worded it. Um, I don't feel like you can assign any kind of explanation like that as some sort of protection without also holding the person up to a higher set of standards, much like a journalist. And this would be it, because even if a source did tell her these things, she still, by journalistic standards, had an obligation to verify, to vet the source and verify the information before publishing, which she had done neither, none of which, So I don't know. Anyways, I'm done. The court also denied their motion for a default judgment. Shin argued that I failed to file a response and was therefore required to pay him $1 million. The judge ruled that while I was late for a single answer response, that my counsel continued to have conversations with his attorneys in the days leading up to their motion for default judgment. The judge ruled that I responded within 1 day of their filing with my answer and met the burden of not being in default. Therefore, to proceed, he will have to provide us with discovery, and a new schedule was set by the court. Some of the discovery will be marked as confidential and not available to the public. And that just eats her alive. Robert is suing 5 people in California for the same damages and injuries he's claiming against me, which will complicate his case here. See, I'm not so sure that it will, because pretty sure that the same argument. I think, if anything, this might complicate his other cases. This case here might complicate his other cases, because, to my knowledge, none of these other people that he's suing published anything before Katie Joy, and in fact, I'm pretty sure that they all cited Katie Joy upon their publishing. So I don't see how those cases would complicate this one. Despite his best efforts, Robert hasn't bankrupted, silenced, or intimated me. Gross. Dude, that should be defamatory right there. Her alleging that he wanted to intimate her. That should make her lose the case right there. Fucking come on. Okay. I look forward to continuing to prove that I have not lied nor defamed anyone. I also hope that the dancers remaining inside the group will one day find freedom outside of all of this. And cue the crybabies in 3, 2, 1. Dude, you're such an idiot. Your wife is out here fucking whining about anything and everything under the sun, and you think everyone else is our crybabies. Wow. Man, I gotta say, for the longest time, I think I felt bad for Todd. It can't be easy being betrothed to someone who's so fucking, who believes themselves to be so fucking entitled and privileged to anything and everything. I can only imagine what that's like for that person's spouse, but I don't know. I feel like I'm pretty sure, considering each of their financial statuses, what they likely were upon marriage, there's no prenup or anything. He said now would be the time to fucking divorce her, I think, if I were him, because now she actually has something to part with, Afterwards, she may or may not. I don't know. I could be wrong. She could be fucking 5 million subs in a year. What the fuck do I know? But why take that chance, man? I'm just saying. And I think by now he's probably become accustomed to a certain kind of lifestyle that was this has since been provided by her. I, don't know. I think he's nuts. Yep. Okay. Not really. Not really. That I know if they went for a few days and stayed at a hotel. I would have stayed at a hotel too. Like I'm pretty sure she's talking about Miranda and her husband. Where is it? Did you ever make a video / post explaining the circumstances around Miranda reuniting with her family for Christmas and where things stand between them now? Do we know? She isn't out of the group. That doesn't answer the question, but okay. I know, but is she all sudden cool with her family? Or is it just a front that Shin is instructing to make the group seem less cultish? Not really that I know of. They went for a few days and stayed at a hotel. So, okay, put yourself in Miranda's shoes. Your family went public in a video on Instagram claiming that you were in a cult because you simply got married and didn't come home for a funeral. Oh, and your sister says that she was asked to not hang out with this religious group after missing mass. So, and that they then enlist the likes of Katie Joy to free you from this group. Would you and your husband then stay in their home, or do you think you'd probably visit home for the holidays? Well, because they're still your family and you love them, and why the fuck not, really? But let's stay in a hotel. Like, I think that it's perfectly logical. I get it. I do. I mean, hell, even if your family didn't do that, I'm pretty sure a lot of people would probably prefer the hotel. Am I right? Okay, moving on. New charges coming. I don't care. Jeremy Vuolo speaks out about Ginger's book. He praises her for risking everything to help others who had been hurt by the ILP. I'm sharing what? Oh, it goes over. Okay. I'm sharing my response to his post to show you where I stand in regards. In regard. Is it regards? In regards to or in regard to? Oh, wait, maybe because it's bravery and courage. Okay. To the bravery and courage it takes to speak out against a cult. We don't have to agree with everything someone believes today to recognize the courage that it took to write this book. What? Well, this is a new fucking stance for Katie because all along she's been like, no, she gets no credit because she didn't go far enough. Like, what the Jeremy had written, can't tell you how proud of Ginger I am. She's been vulnerable, which is not natural for her. Having lived her life in the public eye, she is a naturally guarded person. Many of you know this about her, but she's done it anyway. Why? Because she feels compelled. She wrote this book for you who are hurting, you who've been hurt by spiritual leaders. She wants to encourage and rescue those who are confused. She knew going into this whole process that there would be hard questions, but she wanted to face them. She wanted to deal with the hardest realities of her life. And I can tell you, as I've been by her side, it hasn't been easy. But God's grace has been so clearly evident. I'm left in awe of her eloquence, composure, and strength. She has handled difficult questions so well, bold and courageous, yet kind and merciful. Watching her has taught me much about grace. This clip from her interview with the Daily Blast is one example of this. I'm thankful for the host's sensitivity, especially Al's words. I'm grateful she's my wife and praying that her story is a blessing to many of you. What the hell's going on? Okay. So Katie writes, I'm guessing this is what she wrote on Jeremy's page, maybe, or post. I just watched her interview. Thank you for sharing this. The host is right that she is risking everything to do this, and yet she is still doing what is right. She's the only one in the family to admit that they used the show to recruit for Gothard, and she admits that by doing that, they directed people to damaging teachings. I can fully see her heart and the remorse that she feels in this interview about that action. I do think that in many ways, her bravery and ability to speak out is the exact reason men in that cult try to silence women. They know that if women used their voices, that their secrets would no longer be protected. Even if I disagree with aspects of the book, I recommended the book to my audience and I thoroughly enjoyed reading it. This is the most raw and real that she's ever been, and I know that she will continue to grow and learn. To those that condemn and harass her for speaking up, why is Katie talking to herself in this fucking post? I don't get it. They simply prove everything she wrote about in the book. Fear should not guide our lives. Cheers to her freedom. Fucking, oh my God. I swear to God. Like, yo, are you. I don't get it. Anyway. See, and look, listen. Oh my God. These are her followers. They picked up on her initial reaction and initial postings about this whole book, and now they're still there. They're still stuck in this headspace where Katie is seemingly flip the script yet again, but she did so without showing a progression of doing so. So her viewers, her followers, are not able to progress along with her. They're still stuck where she was previously. And now they're going to post like that, and then she's going to blast them and block them for doing so. You know, I gotta say, it took me the longest time to realize that these posts you could switch over to another screenshot. Like, I don't know how many of them I've seen, and I sat there wondering, where the fuck are people seeing what they're talking about? You know, so I can't really make fun of that person who asked that question because that was me probably up until like 2 or 3 weeks ago. I just looked at screenshots that everyone else posted about them. Okay, so all right, I'm going to check out Facebook now. Oh, wait, I have to go over here. Oh my God, why does he fucking keep taking them off? All right, here we go. So, here we have Facebook. Okay, whatever. Again with the fucking meme. Just stop it. I blame you, Todd. I blame you, Todd, for those fucking memes. Come on. Like, please tell me someone in that family has a sense of humor and can put a stop to this shit. Like, I mean, let her son make the memes from now on. Something. Just not her. All right, same kind of posting. Oh, wow. Well, that's a huge dip in engagement, isn't it? Like, I'm not even given the option to see all comments or not. Like, all comments are just instinctive, automatically there, it looks like. Right? Let me see. Oh, no. Here they gave me the option. That's funny though. 25 comments. And it's like 8 hours or more old. Oh my God. Well, who put a picture of Busy up here? Oh my God. That's it. Katie's busy. That's why she's sandwiched. She's busy. She's the crack addicted piece of bread that Uni's always fucking around with. Oh my God. Katie's busy. Wow. Oh my God. I'm not really religious, but please, God, please let the reason why she's called Sandwich over in Shekinah Church is because they all think she's busy. Please let that be the reason. Please. I don't ask for much. I don't really ask for anything ever because I don't ask for shit, but that would be awesome. Katie's busy. Oh God, that's funny. You're not a gossip columnist. Really? What is she fucking reporting on then? What social justice is she reporting on? She's busy. She's not a BLT or a hoagie. She's busy. Honey, no, you're busy. Go smoke some more crack. Allegedly. Wow, this one only has 7 comments on it. 3 shares. Even this one here about the Duggars, one of the Duggars only has 19 comments. Like, wow. Like, no one fucking cares anymore. That's funny. Interesting. Okay. All right. I'm getting out of here. I'm headed back to chat. I haven't looked in a while. So JJ's busy as lazy. Yeah, someone sent me a couple of screenshots of memes of Katie Joy as a sandwich. One of them, I don't know what it was, but it did kind of remind me of a pulled pork sandwich, and just I felt like, yeah, that's fucking picture I had in my head too. Damn it. Oh, okay. Go to Ball's account. She shared KJ's other posts in 7. There were other posts, really? Well, I kind of feel like that if Katie is posting shit and then deleting it, then I feel like that just provides like even more damaging evidence for 7M, because 7M could be like, look, this was so bad. Even Katie realized this was bad, so she deleted it, but they didn't stop it from being up for this amount of time. That's funny. I feel like she should either stand by it or just not fucking put it up at all, but what do I know? All right, let me go over on Twitter. All right, I don't want to look at tweets and replies, right? Just the tweets. All right, so here we go. This is Twitter. This account is here. Let me put a link. Let me grab a link. Put it in the chat for everyone in case you want to head on over there and go follow them. I highly recommend it. Their account is quite satisfying and amusing, and I'll be honest, it's one of the fucking first things I go to look at every day. That and the subreddit Discord. So I'm just going to call it the Balls with a Z account or Twitter. I cannot pronounce Twitter any other way than Twitter after that one chick there on that one stream. I forget, Fiona or something, I think was her name, the way she says, on the Twitters. Fucking, I don't know. All right, so there's Balls' Twitter link. All right, I shut up. Now I feel like I'm getting annoying. All right, so here she posted, or I don't know if it's a she. I've been calling it a she, but I had my first suspicions were that maybe the person behind the account was a male, but I don't know. So I'm just gonna stick with they, I think. So they posted, if you broke the story, then you are solely responsible and can't blame other outlets for also covering it since it all started with you. Good point. I have literally never heard of them before this post, so they must not have been much to begin with. Professional dancers. Story was everywhere last year. I broke the story about the pastor. You're such a dumbass. That's funny. All right. This UK Joy, you had someone also contact the Clippers, but what about Toyota and Spanx? You're screwed. Yeah, didn't she admit to all that? I don't know about Toyota, but I want to say she admitted to Spanx or some shit. She admitted, no, that's right. One of the Duggars girls, she admitted to that. And she also admitted to contacting some sponsors for the Stoffers. Though I don't think what she told those sponsors was defamatory. I think she told them the truth, just worded it in a very horrific way and made it very public, thus causing the companies to understandably not want to be associated. So I can't really fault her for that, I guess. Okay. Who was behind all the dancers leaving 7M? Because no one wanted to work with them after Without a Crystal Ball tarnished their reputation. I know, Katie Joy Paulson. Without a Crystal Ball received word that overnight, the remaining dancers under 7M Films management abruptly changed their booking emails to new accounts. Oh, this is an old post. I remember this. None of the dancers have listed 7M as their management for bookings on Instagram. Without a Crystal Ball is sharing an example of 4 of their accounts, but I can confirm that all have changed their emails. This move is interesting as news broke by the U.S. Sun late last month that Robert Shin is under investigation by the IRS. Without a Crystal Ball has previously reported that 6 other dancers and 3 longtime members cut ties with Shekinah Church and 7M since our reporting began in late February 2022. While I work to sort out the details, I will keep you posted of the developments. For now, there appear to be no dancers publicly tied to 7M. What this means privately remains unknown. Stay tuned. Brandon Derrick changed emails overnight. She changed her email to her and her husband's fucking own website server. It's not even like a Gmail account. It's like they have a website and that's what she's using as a server for her email. Like this one, okay, I could maybe see her point a little bit how look at that. They changed their email. They're now a Gmail account or some shit like that. But, okay, I'll shut up. Same thing here, like I said, when we're in, all right, whatever. So there's that. No injunction has Katie Joy feeling bold. Without a Crystal Ball, this gorgeous couple at the Grammys has nothing to do with why they sued you. 7M is dismantled because of you. You're at the Grammys. How did I damage your career? Oh, wait, I didn't. Lots of people go to the Grammys with damaged careers. Come on. So I'm being sued by these two via Robert Shin. No, you're being sued by these two via themselves. They are posting sponsored ads and going to the Grammys. So I'm being responded going to Grammys. So how did I harm their career again? Oh, wait, I didn't. I never lied. never contacted the LA Clippers, never directly spoke to sponsors, Wow, that's telling. And reported on court records and real life accounts of the pastor you both follow. Yet, despite all of the reports of the pastor you both follow, what does she mean by both follow? Like, it's weird. Okay. Yet, despite all of the reports, you both continue to follow a man that has had dozens of people accuse him of terrible things, because accusations are now convictions now. They're now proof of shit. But I'm the reason your career's faltered, even though y'all are at the Grammys. Flexing like this doesn't help your case at all. Looks like you are thriving. If they're thriving, then maybe they're not damaged to begin with. Maybe they weren't being used and abused by Robert Shin. Maybe they weren't in a cult. If they are thriving right now, maybe their thriving hurts your case. Yes, Miranda and James continue to follow Robert Shin and are still part of the group, said, but yet they're thriving. They're thriving. You fucking idiot. Wow. You're so stupid. I love it. I love it. I love this for you. I love this for Katie. Anyway. Oh my God, y'all. The judge is going to let the Hanover hang herself. You're right. You didn't get the injunction, but all these posts will be sent to 7M Films attorney. Look at her spin this narrative like she won. Word. Okay. Oh, that's what I wanted to check. Shit. Do I still have that open? Oh, I fucking closed it. Damn it. I wanted to check the editing. Let me pull it up real quick. One second. Oh my God, come on. Thank you. Take longer next time. All right, so let's see. Is there an edit history? Nope, doesn't look like there is. It looks like she has not edited her post here at all. Huh. It's kind of rare that she doesn't edit something, because usually she edits things like fucking 10 times. It's crazy. But every so often, she just leaves one alone. Okay. Back to Twitter. Oh my God, Vag, we are laughing so hard. We're laughing at your stupid clown. It's not a good thing to get sued. Yeah. They're right. They're right. They're Toad. They're right. No. Okay. New documents have dropped for Katie Joy 7 Films. Katie Joy was kind enough to leave a comment on. Okay. So I left my own. Oh, awesome. Oops. Try this again. There we go. Okay, so there's Katie's, and then Katie Joy Mansky Paulson, please take several seats. Both Ginger and Jeremy don't need you speaking praises and recommending her books after you've mercilessly stalked, defamed, and harassed this family for years. I literally do not know how they haven't sued you after you've accused Jim Bob of being a creep who probably did what Josh did because of his father. You've ruined brand deals for Jessa. You've accused Jessa of beating Ivy. Oh, okay. You've said you hate Jill because she's married to Derek. You questioned countless Duggar boys of being gay and referred to Michelle's uterus as shriveled up and dead whilst calling her child crotch goblins. Exit stage right, sis. You have no right to be here. Go watch GD again without a crystal ball. Word. Let's play a game. How many of these do you think applies to Katie Joy? Well, I don't think she arranges marriages. I'll give her that much. I don't think that's true. 1, 2, 4. Well, I don't think she can control the finances or the housing of her followers, though I have no doubt that she does provide input at times. So maybe not 5. Definitely 6. Holy shit, definitely 6. Maybe not loans and job opportunities. Maybe not loans. Maybe. I don't know. Really, I can't say. But definitely there's some debt being accumulated there. Controlling access to communication. I bet if she could, she would, but I just don't think she's capable of that at this moment. Spying on their followers' communications and placing trackers on their phones. Oh, you know damn well that she'd fucking do that in a second if she could. In fact, I wouldn't even be surprised if she somehow got spyware on a device or two somewhere, allegedly, in my opinion. Dictating friendships. Fuck yeah. Demanding confessions of their followers to be used as blackmail. Oh yeah. Demanding their followers look at them as priest or God. Indirectly, yeah. Using fear to threaten and coerce people to give them what they want. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can see that. Publicly shaming and rebuking those that disagree with them. Oh my God, like every chance she gets. Destroying the lives of those that question her authority. She definitely tries to, yes. Slandering, harassing, and verbally abusing those that do not comply. Oh, fuck yeah. Not allowing anyone to have authority over them. And removing elders or peers from their circles that offer dissenting opinions. Yep. Financially ruin those that defy them. Oh, she tries. She tries. You know, the whole taxes thing for everyone involved. At any time, ever. Not allow adults to move out of their homes. I don't necessarily sure that that's. I don't see that even a little bit. I don't think she cares about that. Treating women like servants. I bet she treats everyone like servants. If she could, she would. She definitely doesn't deem anyone less servitude-like than others simply based on gender. Demanding sex upon command. Oh, that's gross. Why would you put that in there? Come on. Gross. Balls, you should have redacted that one. You should have redacted it and then put a little note in there like, too horrible to imagine. That's what you should have done. Damn it. Fuck. All right. Silencing and intimidating, or what do you mean? Intimating? Okay. Silencing and intimidating anyone that tries to report them to police. Yeah. Using connections to get their followers out of legal consequences. No, I don't. Only because I don't think any of her followers have made themselves appear to be that important or worthy enough for such protections. Brainwashing followers to believe the law is out to get them and not to trust law enforcement. Oh, yeah. Wow. Surprisingly large number, huh? But fuck, you really have to put the sex one in? I mean, I realize Katie typed the shit up, but you're still responsible for what goes up on your post. Could have redacted that shit. I hope that clears it up. Okay. I don't know if I want to. Oh, fuck it. I really don't want it, but I will.
Someone asked me in the questions.
Why are my earbuds not coming in? Oh, because I got the shitty ones in. That's why. We're the good ones. Huh? Where are they? Oh, there. What did you connect to? I don't have you connected to. What? God damn it. I hate it when I do that. All right, there we go.
Katie, I don't understand you. Why is it that your opinion seems to change depending on the day? One day it seems like you like Ginger Duggar or Jill Duggar or Christine Brown, and the next minute it seems like you hate them. Let me tell you something. I live in the world of gray, and I believe that there's a gray area for everything. And I believe there are times when...
Damn it. Sorry. I'm trying to get them both to work. There we go. Now I
super agree with someone and I'm like, this is great that she's calling this out. And then there's other days where I'm like, ooh, this is problematic. I'm going to address this or I'm going to report on this. And it doesn't mean that I liked her more yesterday or didn't like her today. It just means I'm reporting a story and trying to show you all sides. I understand that you might be a fan of someone that I cover. And just because I have a negative or a critical review of something doesn't mean that I'm suddenly hating the person that you love. I'm not here to be a fan. I'm here to be a reporter. And I hope all of you understand that I grew up in legalism. I grew up in the Catholic Church. I grew up believing that everything was right or wrong. And part of my deconstruction and the process I went on, and all of you understand that I grew up in legalism. I grew up in
legalism? Is that what she said? Like, what the hell does that word even mean exactly? Like, why is she using that? Excessive adherence to law or formula. In theology, dependence on moral law. Why did you move, Emmy? Dependence on moral law rather than on personal religious faith. So I'm guessing she means that in a theological standpoint. I'm guessing. Otherwise, why use it there talking about religion, right? So dependence on moral law rather than on personal religious faith. So she grew up not dependent on personal religious faith, but on moral law. Like, I don't even know what that means. Whatever. I'm going to think about that at another time. All right. I'm sorry. I'm going back.
In the Catholic Church, I grew up believing that everything was right or wrong. And part of my deconstruction and the process I went on and have been on since I've been in my late 30s has been learning that there's a place for gray. And so sometimes there's areas where you can be really excited and happy and encouraged by something. And other times you can see something and be like, this is not okay. And all I want to do is continue to encourage people to get free, but also recognize when there's room to grow.
Now, what Katie does is she goes through her, like, I don't know if it's, she goes through a range of emotions when she's reporting, because she will start off vehemently for something, oftentimes flip the script, and then hate on them until she then settles somewhere in between. And then she scolds everyone else for not following her suit and settling in between, even though they're not fucking crazy. That's why they pretty much knew where to fall to begin with. But yeah, she does this with everything. And she's going to do it again with Ginger. The next time Ginger makes headline news or does something like write a book or whatever, or have an interview, Katie's going to go through the same process, the same emotional process, the same emotional path, or whatever, to end up at a place where she's basically not on either side and she could care less. Like, I don't know. I feel like just every time she reports on a story, it's not her spreading news. It's her working through her emotions, and the people who follow her are just sitting back watching her go through it. That's all her reporting is her sorting through her emotions on something. In my opinion, allegedly. But I'm right. Whatever. Wonder if her dumb fucks realize that Josh Ducker's news, this Josh Ducker news is old as fuck. Public records, yeah. Okay, so the post here by Ball says, Katie Joy gets pushback on her urine post, and then all of a sudden she gets a DM confirming it's true. It's a miracle. It's a Katie Joy miracle. Did this person used to work on the set as part of the crew for some show? Okay. He doesn't need dirt. Jim Bob is the biggest creep, and they worship him because he had a show on TLC. Holy shit, it really might be one of the crew members. I mean, a lot of the boys in this cult sexually assault their sisters. That basically means that every female who's a part of the IBLP with brothers, outsiders hear this, and this is what they're going to think now when they look at those females. Like, this is just fucking gross. I don't get it. So I was in the ATI for years and read a lot of the medical materials, and I have never heard this before and have never heard anyone else I know say this was taught in various ATI publications or seminars. Not saying it's entirely false, but this is not something that was widespread in ATI. This was at a medical conference. The woman I spoke to tonight said it came into play after her time. Yeah, what came into play? A headquarters volunteer just sent me this message. She worked there for several years and traveled with Gothard. She claims that drinking urine for healing was introduced in small breakout groups at select conferences. She worked there while 19 kids and counting was on the air. Katie knew this. Like, Katie, I first crossed paths with Katie in the whole vaccine community there, or vaccine advocacy group or community there on Facebook. Drinking urine is a pseudoscience. It's a it's a pseudoscience craze that comes around like maybe once every year, 18 months or so. Like it dies down, then people start posting about it again, then a group or whatever is formed again. It's the biggest hype. People swear by it, and then it goes back. Like these things, these pseudoscience cures or treatments, they all like go through this whole, like, I don't know, progression or whatever. Like, so Katie's known about this, and Katie knows that this has nothing to do with religion. It's a pseudoscience belief and tenet. Like, she's just trying to fucking use it to shame this. I don't know. Not that this group like really needs any help in being shamed. I mean, they kind of shame themselves all just fine all on their own. I don't know. I just feel like she knows better than that when it comes to shit like fucking urine therapy. Like, that's literally what it's called, urine therapy. Okay, so I'm guessing that's the only post she made regarding the lawsuit, because I didn't see anything that I hadn't read yet. Am I wrong? Did I miss something? Maybe was it posted elsewhere or something? All right, I'm back on chat now. Yeah, I agree with you, Dirty Uncle Sal. How could she have grown up in legalism? She must not have listened at all, because her moral compass still hasn't been picked up from the store. Oh, God, that's funny. Wait. What? When did she say the other day that her parents sent her off to boarding school her whole life? I missed that. So that picture of her in the anti-drunk drivers club from high school was her unfortunate doppelganger. Darn it. She get me again. She's so stupid. Yeah, no, I mean, maybe she studied abroad for a semester or a month. I don't know. Maybe even a whole year, but yeah. And that was in boarding school. That's studying abroad. That's different. But she said she did that in college, not in high school. So I don't know. All right, so I'm just going through here. All right, I think I'm caught up here. Yeah, all right. Oh, caught up. All right, so all right, it's almost 12:30 a.m. I think I'm gonna call this a night. I wanted to research a couple things, and I have a new short that I want to publish, but fucking YouTube's taking forever to like run its checks on it. Although I don't know why I'm bothering. I don't think they even get paid for shorts yet. I should just publish it. But yeah, it's interesting, the clips I put together. So either way, I'm going to publish that eventually tonight. So the whole went to Spain for study and still can't speak a lick of actual Spanish. Mm-hmm. Now she will take on the Paris Hilton story. Interesting. Oh well. Yep. All right. I'm gonna call this a night. So I don't know. I will definitely be streaming tomorrow because I feel bad I didn't stream yesterday. I passed out last night. I was so tired, and then I was busy today. So I think I'm definitely gonna stream tomorrow, but it'll be earlier because I'm working. When am I working, anyways? I don't even know. I didn't save it yet. Okay. No, and that was last week's schedule. I mean, I've gotten it yet. Okay, this is all right. So tomorrow I'm working 4:30. So yes, I will be streaming earlier in the afternoon. I'm working till 11, I think. So I don't know if I'm going to want to do it afterwards. Maybe, I don't know. Guess we'll wait and see. It'll probably actually now that I think about it, it'd probably be 11 because I want to spend some time on the computer and just look into some shit. So on that note, thanks for being here, guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Good night.